Okay, somebody recently asked me to create a bulk email sender as an agent, and so here it is. If I run this agent, I have my API keys. I'm using SendGrid and Google Gemini. Hit run on that. It verifies my API keys are good. Email content, we fill this in by sending it the body of the email in a text file. Then we pick the list of email addresses we're going to send to, and then the email we're going to send from. And then hit run. It runs successfully. And down here, we have our little report that it went. And if we check our inbox, we see the latest email that just came in. Great. So how do we build an agent like this? Really simple. We go over to Gemini and we tell it, write a prompt for an agent on AgentRage.com. I want the user to provide a text file to upload as email content and a CSV file with a list of email addresses. The user will enter the from email address and provide their own SendGrid API key. The agent will extract the email from the text file and use the API key to send the email to the list of email addresses. Now, before I move on, I like to look at the variables and make sure that the ones that I don't really need are optional. So double curly would be if somebody wants to input JSON into this, which we don't necessarily want them to be required to do, but we do need tools. We need the Google Gemini API key, which is going to allow it to think like an agent. And then we also need it to be able to send emails. So we're going to give it that API key called SendGrid. And then we hit publish. Now this agent is live and anybody can use this one. So it's going to stay on Explore. And here's our new one with 0 runs. And so if somebody wants to come and run this for the first time, they're going to have to enter their own API key. So that way they can get charged. And if you don't have an API key, you can click go to API key settings and find SendGrid, for example, hit get key. That'll take you to SendGrid's website where you can create your own API key. And I think they give you the first 100 email addresses for free. So you can use this to test out. Then you come back to AgentRage, plug in your API key, hit save, and then you're good to go. Do that for Gemini as well. And then when you come to Explore, run the agent, continue to run, it'll verify they're good, and then go and plug in your email content. And the email very simply looks like a very generic email like this. You just have to give it a text file, and then the email list will look like this: email, and then all of the email addresses separated by a comma. That's why it's called a comma separated value, CSV. And then the first is the content of the email, which is a text file, this one. And then the second one is the CSV file itself. And then the from address, and then hit run. That runs successfully. We got a 1, that's good. Let's go check our inbox, and this email just came in. So that's how simple it is to make an agent, run it, test it. You can add more tools to it, be creative. And if you get 1,000 runs on the agent by 100 different people, you can monetize and get 90% commission on every time it's run. So curious to see what you guys come up with. And if you have any questions, comments, let me know. And then the entire prompt and all of the information that I just talked about, you can copy and paste straight from my Skool community. It's a free community you can join and talk to several other folks that are interested in the same things. Have a good one.